We've just seen some really devastating footage of a man who's lost his family, of a baby being pulled from the rubble. Figures, according to the health ministry run by Hamas, say that more than 400 people were killed in airstrikes by Israel this week. What is your response to that?
I share this sadness that I see on your face about the human tragedy that Hamas is creating. Hamas has the direct fault for this. You need to understand, Israel never targets civilians.
You say that Hamas broke the ceasefire.
Right.
But Hamas released all of the hostages that was agreed in phase 1. Phase 2 has not begun yet. So how has Hamas broken the ceasefire?
Let's get the facts right.
Because some people would say that it's Israel that's broken the ceasefire by the airstrikes and also by the limited ground operation that you were doing in an area that you were not supposed to be in.
Let's get the facts right. We had an agreement led by American envoy Witkoff. The agreement was very simple. 42 days for the first phase. At the 1st of March, this phase was over. So Israel agreed to continue the ceasefire, just in one condition.
Yeah, but
please let me finish. Please let me finish, because
okay.
People don't get the framework that we were working on. The framework was very clear. Hamas must release hostages in every single week. We waited 3 weeks. We waited 3 weeks with no hostages being released.
My confusion here is, right, phase 1 ended, as you said. Hamas released all of those hostages. I accept some of them were dead, some of them were in awful conditions. I completely accept that.
We all remember the Bibas family funeral that was devastating.
They released the hostages that were agreed in phase 1. The original deal was then that phase 2 would begin, which Israel has not accepted. Israel wants to continue with phase 1. So some would say that you have renegade on the original deal, that it was Israel who's renegade on that original deal and not Hamas.
Sophie, as I said again, Israel wanted to do a long ceasefire just for one reason. We don't want to fight. This is our brothers
but phase 2
and
is
our
about
sons.
With the permanent withdrawal and the release of all the hostages. If I got this wrong, am I...
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't...
Yes, you're getting it wrong. The phases included releasing hostages. It didn't happen. Hamas breached the agreement. It's so simple. There is nothing here not to understand.
Hamas released all of the hostages that were agreed in phase 1. And phase 2 has not started.
No, that wasn't the deal.
But I just want to read a statement from the Hostages and Missing Families Forum, because this is a point that can be made much more powerfully than me. They say that the Israeli government is choosing to give up the lives of the hostages. We are horrified, furious and scared by the intentional shattering of the process of returning our loved ones from the terrible Hamas captivity. The return of fighting before the return of the last hostage will cost us the 59 hostages who are still in Gaza.
You have no idea how much I understand. If I was in their shoes, I would have done anything to bring back my loved ones. And more than that, we as embassy, this is our top priority, to make sure the hostages issue will be a top priority for any government in the world. Everyone must pressure.
But they don't think it is. They don't think it is. They don't understand why you have resumed the fighting when all of the evidence shows that the vast majority of hostages has been released. They disagree. They say that is a complete misdirection because, in their words, military pressure endangers hostages and soldiers. And we've seen it. 3 Israelis hostages killed by the action. When you look at the devastation, when you look at the words of allies like the United Kingdom who criticised Israel recently, do you ever have moments of self-doubt and think maybe you were doing exactly what the Hamas terrorists wanted you to do when they, responding exactly in the way they wanted you to do when they did what they did on October the 7th? They want to destroy Israel. They want to associate Israel with dead babies. And every dead baby that you see, that people witness, makes the world turn against Israel. Are you falling into Hamas's trap?
The opposite.